Walmart has prices this week that will make you double-check the tag, from the kitchen and bath aisles all the way to the tool section. Let's go over the best July deals so you don't end up overpaying somewhere else. You'd be awesome if you subscribed and liked this video. Lodge 5.5 quart enameled cast iron Dutch oven. Lodge just redesigned their Dutch oven line, and Walmart is selling the 5.5 quart version for $49.97 for the exact same capacity. A Le Creuset on Amazon goes for $434. This new version is sleeker than the old model, featuring sharper edges and a redesigned flat lid. The flat lid allows steam to drip straight down onto the meat so your stews don't dry out, whereas the old dome-style lid sent steam running down the sides of the pot. It's a subtle difference, but you'll notice it the very first time you braise ribs. When it comes to heat retention and enamel durability, this gets you about 90 to 95% of the way to a Le Creuset. That remaining difference is only worth talking about if you're cooking 10 hours a day in a restaurant kitchen. For a Sunday meal at home, I can't find a single reason to pay 8 times the price. There is one thing you need to know before buying. Enameled cast iron cracks due to thermal shock, not poor quality. So don't put a cold pot on a preheated stove, and don't pour cold water into a hot pot. Do it right, and this pot will last you decades. Pioneer Woman Sutton 17-piece ceramic cookware set. This is the Pioneer Woman's answer to the ceramic cookware trend of recent years, and they've priced the entire 17-piece set at $89. Meanwhile, you can check nearby for Drew Barrymore's 12-piece set, currently priced at $119. That's 5 fewer pieces for $30 more. Similarly, Caraway is also over $300. So why pay 3 times as much when Walmart has more pieces right on the shelf for under $90? What makes people switch to ceramic cookware isn't the look, it's the coating. This set is free of PFAS and PFOA, 2 chemical groups that many families have actively removed from their kitchens over the past few years. Heat distributes evenly, cleanup is quick, and in most cases, a simple wipe with a damp cloth gets it clean. The Sutton line features a farmhouse style with an elegant green tone that fits almost any kitchen design. But I have to be straightforward about one thing so you aren't disappointed after a few months. Ceramic nonstick repels high heat and metal utensils. So remember to stick to medium heat, use wooden or silicone utensils, and ideally hand wash it so the ceramic layer stays slick for years to come. And if you thought that price gap was big, the next 2 items actually made me ask an employee if the price tag was printed wrong. New grocery items. Nutella peanut butter. The Nutella brand was born in the 1960s and has barely touched its formula in all those years. This is their first breakthrough product after 6 decades, and it's also the very first line produced right here in the US instead of imported from Europe. The taste falls right between Nutella's signature cocoa and rich peanut butter, pretty close to the filling of a Reese's cup, but smoother. The sweetness is well balanced, making it ideal for spreading thinly on morning toast. Currently, Walmart is selling it for $4.97, Target has it listed at $5.19, and local grocery stores usually ask for $5.99. A $1 difference per jar might not sound like much until you realize this is something that disappears fast at home. When you bring it home, don't store it in the fridge because the cream will harden and lose its smooth texture completely. Just keep it at room temperature in the pantry to maintain the best consistency. And remember, this is still a sweet treat, not pure peanut butter. So if you're watching your blood sugar, a thin layer on whole wheat bread will be much better than on white bread. Uncrustables fridge friendly. Instead of the old version that forced you to keep them in the freezer and wait an hour to thaw before eating, the fridge friendly line skips that step entirely. You can store them directly in the fridge for up to 5 days, and the bread stays soft, neither dry, hard, nor chewy. It's a small improvement, but it solves the single biggest inconvenience, especially for a rushed breakfast or a packed lunch for the grandkids to take to school. Previously, many families had to move them down to the fridge the night before. Forget one night, and you were stuck the next morning. You can still store them in the freezer like the old version if you buy in bulk. The new line simply adds an option without removing the ability to freeze. For seniors living alone, it's also a convenient item to keep around since it requires no knives, cutting boards, or pans, and each one is a complete portion, so there's no need to divide it or save leftovers. The next item has been sitting in my kitchen for over 3 years, and I still haven't found a replacement for it. Ninja Hyperheat Pressure Cooker. Down from its original price of $159, the Ninja Hyperheat is currently marked down to just $134.99. What makes that price even more noteworthy is that Best Buy is still selling this exact same model for $140. With small kitchen appliances, most of us have the reflex to run to an electronics chain first, but doing that this month just means paying extra money for no reason. What I love about this model is that Ninja didn't try to cram 20 different functions into one appliance. Instead, they focused on high temperature pressure technology, which cuts cooking time down to about half compared to traditional methods. A beef stew that would normally take all afternoon to simmer is done in minutes here. The inner pot capacity is enough to serve 8 to 10 people, so anyone who frequently hosts guests on weekends will find it worth every penny the very first time they use it. Kitchen gadgets. Time and Table Shred Machine Meat Shredder. I've been catching these popping up all over TikTok and Instagram for the past few weeks, and the meat shredder from Time and Table is now available at Walmart for just $10.44. If you search on Amazon, you'll find dozens of versions that look identical for up to $20. Looking closely at the photos, you practically can't tell which is which. However, with the Walmart exclusive, the base features an added non-slip rubber pad around the edge. This stops it from sliding around your countertop when you twist it, unlike most cheap alternatives out there with smooth plastic bottoms. You just put your cooked chicken inside, close the lid, and twist. You get perfectly shredded meat. For just over $10 to shred 2 chicken breasts in under a minute, I think this is the most worthwhile small item today. I have a few tips to make it run smoothly. Shredding while the meat is still warm is much faster and yields fluffier results compared to meat that is chilled in the fridge. And don't overfill it because the blades won't turn. 1 to 2 chicken breasts per batch is just right. It's not just for chicken either. Roasted pork or tender braised beef can also be shredded, making it great for sandwich fillings or tacos for the whole family. Visto Oil Sprayer. This item was briefly discontinued before returning to shelves, and this comeback comes with a much more agreeable price tag. Walmart has it at $11.97, compared to the original $15 to $20 range I remember. You simply pour olive oil or your preferred cooking oil into the bottle, pump it a few times by hand, and it's ready to spray. The winning point is that there are absolutely no propellants or chemicals inside like the pre-packaged spray cans on store shelves. A thin mist coating over an air fryer basket or a baking sheet is just right, avoiding the scenario where you pour directly and end up with a pool of excess oil. In just a few months of not buying store-bought spray cans, it pays for itself. It's like putting $10 right back in your pocket for doing nothing. To prevent the clogging issues of the older version, I recommend filling the bottle only about 2/3 full, prioritizing light oils like olive oil or canola oil over thick oils, and every few weeks taking it apart to rinse with hot water to melt away any oil buildup in the nozzle. Farberware Kitchen Utensils. Farberware just redesigned their entire kitchen tool line with heat-resistant, anti-slip, silicone-wrapped handles, and Walmart's prices are lower than Amazon's on all 3 items I looked at. The pizza cutter actually made me look at the price tag twice. Walmart has it listed at $5.47 for the exact same pizza cutter that Amazon is selling for $13. Same blade, same handle, only different in where you buy it from. The other 2 items have a smaller gap, but they still favor the store. The can opener is $8.97 instead of $11.75, and the silicone meat masher is $6.97 instead of $11.99. Tossing all 3 into your cart comes out to $21.41, while ordering them online costs $36.74. That's a difference of over $15 for a single shopping trip, and most of that comes from just 1 pizza cutter. As for the silicone meat masher, it's an item I highly recommend if your family cooks ground beef often. It breaks up meat finely in the pan without scratching the non-stick coating like metal utensils do, making it an especially great pairing for the ceramic cookware set I mentioned earlier. Dryer Vent Cleaning Brush, currently on sale for just $4.84, but I strongly advise you to walk right past it. This is a collapsible dryer vent cleaning brush with a retractable handle designed to fit inside a drawer. The issue is that lint buildup in dryer vents is one of the most common causes of house fires in the US, and this brush's retractable handle is far too flimsy, not long enough to reach deep into the duct, and lacks the strength to pull out tightly packed lint. You poke it in a few times, see a little dust fall out, and feel reassured that the vent is clean, when the most dangerous part is still sitting right inside. Spending $5 for a false sense of security is worse than buying nothing at all. What you should buy instead is a drill attachment brush kit, which goes for about $9 to $20 on Amazon or Lowe's. This kit comes with multiple extension rods that can extend several feet and a brush head that connects to a power drill and spins as you push it into the duct. Thanks to that, it breaks loose years of built-up lint instead of just sweeping over the surface. Now here are a few warning signs that your vent is clogged, and you should remember these better than any product name. Clothes take 2 cycles to dry. The dryer exterior feels unusually hot to the touch. There's a faint burning smell in the laundry room. The exterior wall vent flap doesn't open while the dryer is running. If you run into any of these signs, don't wait. And if your vent duct runs long, winding through walls, or up to another floor, calling a professional cleaning service is still the right call. There's a brand that just discontinued one of their familiar product lines, and this time I think they made the right move. Cleaning supplies. Swiffer Hair Magnet Mop. Swiffer decided to kill off their traditional flat mop headline to switch completely to this hair magnet version, and the deluxe starter kit is being sold at Walmart for $19.94. The difference lies in the thick 3D fiber structure replacing the old flat paper sheets. The flat pads had a bad habit of pushing hair wads from one corner to another until you ultimately had to bend down and pick them up by hand, whereas the thick fiber layer traps and locks in hair, cat fur, dog hair, and fine dust right inside the mop head. On hardwood and tile floors, you can see the difference on the very first pass. The handle features a folding joint design, so you can fold it up and store it in a narrow closet or a kitchen corner without having it propped awkwardly behind a door like one-piece mop handles. Clorox Foaming Bathroom Cleaner. This foam cleaner is priced at $4.96 right next to scrubbing bubbles at $4.88, and an 8-cent difference is hardly a factor to consider. Its strength lies in the thick foam it sprays out, which clings to vertical surfaces instead of running straight down to the floor, so glass shower doors and wall tiles actually get treated. The long-lasting foam helps break down lime scale and dried soap scum without you having to scrub much, and the lilac scent is noticeably milder than the strong chemical smell commonly found in this product category. If you want it to work at its full potential, don't wipe it off right after spraying. Leave it alone for a few minutes to give the foam time to soften the residue before you wipe, which drastically reduces the work on your wrist. And as with any bathroom cleaner, absolutely never mix it with other products during the same use. Just open the door for ventilation and tackle things one product at a time. Bathroom accessories. Mainstays Bathroom Accessory Set. Buying just the Mainstays shower curtain individually is $13.88, and adding a soap dispenser for another $12 already puts you over the price of the full 16-piece set, and you still wouldn't have a bath mat, a storage tray, or a set of shower hooks. The complete bundle includes a shower curtain, an absorbent bath mat, a storage tray, a soap dispenser, and 12 hooks that are fully coordinated in both color and pattern. So why pick each item individually only to end up paying more money for fewer items? The second benefit is something you only truly appreciate once you've experienced the hassle yourself. Anyone who has picked up a curtain in one aisle, a rug in another, and then gotten home only to realize the 2 shades of blue don't match at all understands why a pre-matched set is worth the money. Your whole bathroom gets a fresh look in about 5 minutes, and you don't have to carry color swatches around the store to compare. Just make sure to measure the height of your shower curtain rod once beforehand to be safe. Standard shower curtains are cut to fit common heights, so if your bathroom has higher than average ceilings, the bottom edge of the curtain will fall short of the tub rim. The iHome Towel Warmer. This type usually goes for over $100, but this is clearance stock markdowns to just $60. A level that suddenly makes a seemingly luxury item completely reasonable. The freestanding bucket design holds up to 4 large bath towels. The upright structure allows heat to distribute evenly from the bottom up, rather than warming only the contact areas like wall-mounted bars do. On cold mornings, or for anyone who often gets cold hands and feet, stepping out of the tub and wrapping up immediately in a warm towel makes a very tangible difference. It's also versatile. You can toss in anything from bathrobes and light blankets to post-workout wraps, and quite a few people use it to warm up towels before applying them as a compress to their neck and shoulders. Before taking it home, check 2 details on the box: whether the unit has an automatic shut-off feature after a set period of time, and how long the power cord is, because bathrooms usually have few outlets, and running an extension cord in a damp space is definitely not recommended. There's something in your house that is silently driving up your electric bill every month, and it's not the air conditioner. Sun Plus BLK Blackout Curtains. Walmart cleared out its old Blackout curtain line, which was good quality at an affordable price, to replace it with the Sun Plus BLK brand. The linen velvet blend fabric is decent and blocks light well, but the price has been bumped up by about $6 per pair compared to the previous line, currently ranging from $46 to $49 depending on whether you get the 84-inch or 95-inch length version. The product isn't bad, it's just that the inherent price advantage of Walmart's curtain aisle has mostly vanished. If you need curtains right away, go ahead and get them. But if you're not in a hurry, this is a category worth waiting on for a sale, as curtains go on seasonal markdown almost every year. There's one detail more important than the brand that many people overlook. Blackout curtains only truly block light when the total combined width of the 2 panels is about twice the width of the window frame, as curtains need full drapery folds to close off light completely. Better Homes and Gardens Curtain Rod. If your bedroom is still dimly lit at 5 in the morning, even with the curtains drawn tight, the culprit usually isn't the curtains themselves, but rather the 2 vertical gaps along both sides of the window, and $54.94 for this curtain rod is the cleanest way to fix it. Both ends of the rod curve inward to hug the wall closely instead of sticking straight out like conventional designs. This pulls the edge of the curtain flat against the wall surface, completely sealing off those 2 light gaps that have been leaking in. Sealing that area also makes the room hold its temperature significantly better, less hot and stuffy in the summer, and heating bills get noticeably lighter in the winter. The antique brass tone looks much more high-end than its price tag suggests. So if you plan to upgrade just one single thing for your bedroom this year, I recommend changing the curtain rod first before even considering the curtains. Hypertough Brushless Hammer Drill. A few years ago, if you wanted a brushless drill, you had to shell out over $150 and buy from a brand that specialized in power tools. Hypertough just brought it down to $54.88 right on Walmart shelves, lower than the equivalent Ryobi model currently listed at $89 at Home Depot. The new version's motor eliminates the friction carbon brushes from the old design. As a result, the tool runs cooler, consumes less battery power, and extends motor lifespan significantly. For a supermarket house brand, this is quite a surprising move, as Hypertough has long been assumed to be cheap temporary use gear. The hammer function allows you to drill into interior brick walls rather than just driving screws into wood. Plenty sufficient for hanging shelves, installing handrails, or mounting TV brackets. Just don't expect it to replace a dedicated rotary hammer drill when you need to chip away at concrete floors or solid concrete walls. One mandatory thing to check before heading to the register is whether the box includes the battery and charger. Cordless power tool lines often sell those 2 parts separately, and buying a single battery and charger individually can cost half the price of the tool itself. If the box already includes everything, $54.88 is a price that's very hard to complain about. Master Lock Padlocks. Master Lock just completely redesigned all of their packaging, and this time the noteworthy part isn't the lock itself but the box. Each box now clearly displays a security scale rating from 1 to 10, complete with individual icons for specific features like cut resistance, weather resistance, indoor use, or outdoor use. Previously, you stood in front of the lock shelf and could only guess based on size and price. Now, one look at the number tells you immediately which tier you're holding. Prices across the line range from $12 to $27 depending on the level of protection. Choosing the right one is simpler than you think. For a gym locker or home drawers, a lower rating on the scale is plenty, leaving the extra money saved for other things. For a gate lock, a backyard storage shed, or a bike left outdoors, you need a higher rating along with the weather-resistant icon, as non-moisture-proof locks will jam up their keyways after a few rainy seasons. And if you have multiple items that need locking, ask an associate about key-to-like sets so you don't have to carry a whole bundle of individual keys. Back to school items. Back to school season is the only time of year these numbers show up, and they are unbelievably low. A 24-count box of Crayola crayons is currently selling for $0 to $150. For that exact same box on Amazon, you're forced to buy a 2-pack set that comes out to about $3 per box, which is 6 times as much. Composition notebooks are going for $0.38, while Dollar Tree sells them for $1.25, and Amazon is even higher. So why pay 3 times as much for the exact same notebook? This is a category where stores are willing to sell at practically zero profit just to pull you into the store, so these prices only last for a few weeks before disappearing until next year. Colored pencils, crayons, and notebooks don't spoil or expire, so any grandparents stocking up on supplies for the grandkids should go ahead and buy extra to put away in a closet. Come November, those exact same items will be back on the shelves at full price. Before you leave the store, please remember 3 things for me. Yellow tags are just temporary price drops and aren't necessarily cheap. Just look at the old price printed next to it and subtract. For battery-powered tools, check if the box includes the battery and charger. As for school supplies, buy a little extra because come November, they'll be back on the shelves at full price.